After so much losing in such a short time, the nuts, the wheels, the bolts, and the rest are all coming off one by one from the Trump campaign and its bottom feeding lowlifes. One after another, the bottom feeders are coming out of the woodwork to show us their true colors, to tell us who is actually behind the mask they have been hiding all these years. First, it was the great Steve Bannon, the man who is accused of defrauding investors who paid money to build the wall. Mr. Bannon wanted to execute Dr. Anthony Fauci and Christopher Wray, the director of the FBI. I thought Bannon would get booted out of YouTube and all the social media channels forever, but only the video was taken out. He is still streaming his propaganda as if nothing happened. He will be like, I got the headlines covered, so what's the big deal? Yesterday, Joe DGenova, a 75-year-old former US attorney for the District of Columbia and a current member of the elite Rudy Giuliani's legal task force, wanted the now fired cybersecurity chief Chris Krebs to be drawn out and quartered. According to this wild old creature who is still a member of Trump's legal team, the former cybersecurity chief of the United States must be taken out at dawn and shot. So, why does this guy want a dictatorship style punishment to be meted out to our ex cybersecurity chief, a man who possibly played a major role in keeping a foreign power like Russia miles away from meddling in our 2020 elections? Joe DiGenova wants Christopher Krebs to be executed because the man called the US election to be the most secure in the United States history. That's all. That's all he did. Christopher Krebs said this 2020 election is the most secure in the history of United States. Because he said that, because he burst the balloon that Trump and his legal team and the GOP were busy trying to fly in the country. Because he refused to get along with Trump and his legal team in spouting conspiracy theories, he must be executed. Because he said something that was inconvenient to their plans, he must be taken out in the dawn and shot. And this man, as of now, at this moment, is still a lawyer representing the Trump campaign. And he said that on live TV, he is an attorney. Speaking on behalf of the President of the United States, Newsmax, where this man opened his foul mouth, did not even pretend to contest his statements. It just happily carried it all over. Hey, what's a big deal with the extra coverage, isn't it? What's a big deal if NY Times, Washington Post, Politico, Huffington Post write Joe DiGenova and Newsmax in the same line? No harm in the additional publicity, isn't it? It's extra money, so why not? Did Trump condemn his own lawyer's statement? No. Did any of the GOP senators say this kind of language is not permissible? No. Did Ronna McDaniel, the GOP chair, release a public statement asking this 75-year-old fool to be fired? No. I sincerely hope that courts and judges around the country take a note of this guy's statement and they should not allow him to walk into the court ever. I don't know if there is a way to do this, but I hope there is and it must be done. He cannot be appearing in courtrooms like ever. Then there is this so-called evangelical conspiracy theorist Rick Wales, who thinks the Trump administration is planning to execute Democrats and media traitors. And this man was part of the reporters pool in the White House at some point during the Trump administration, I believe. Oh my goodness, this is what the current GOP has become. Bunch of men spewing hatred and men who think anyone who says anything that does not fit the narrative must be killed. The GOP may have already reached a point of no return. I am starting to believe now that the end of the GOP is near because who is the leader of this party? It's not Mitch McConnell, the majority leader, or a senator from this state or a senator from that state. It's the Fox News primetime lineup. It will soon be Newsmax primetime lineup. It will be Steve Bannon with his podcast. It will be Sidney Powell with her conspiracy theories. And it will be a set of right-wing radio hosts. They are the ones who are setting the agenda for the party, and the agenda now is to encourage violence against your own citizens. And the power-hungry senators will sit there and watch all the nonsense. As long as they can raise money from these programs and as long as they can win, they will keep quiet. And at times, they also encourage these wild creatures to go on. From lock her up, we have now moved to shoot them all up. So what's next? The GOP is over and it ain't coming back. I really wish what I said is not true, but I think it is. Thanks for watching. If you can subscribe, please.